Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode. I thought it was episode 40, but it's episode 39. But anyway, we're going to do still what we were planning on doing. We want to take your talk, your conversation. You can come on live with us and ask your question live, 5 minutes or so, or until somebody else wants to join. If it's beyond that, if we're having a good conversation, we'll let it go. But we want to make it about you. We want to celebrate you guys for being part of our world here and making this 39 episodes now. Most podcasts of any form doesn't get past 21 episodes. So we want to thank you guys highly for making this possible, because without you being here and asking questions and interacting, we wouldn't be here. So we want to make it about you. We want to bring you on and ask you questions. But first, let's introduce Andy as well. Andy, how you doing tonight?
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
So
So
a
if you guys
crazy
don't,
workout this morning, so I'm still sore.
I heard you're going to the gym now, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just went this one time to try it out, and it was
Okay.
insanity. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was fun.
So you're gonna wake up tomorrow very sore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling okay so far, but yeah, tomorrow and the day after, I probably won't be able to lift my arms.
Yeah, I wonder how the people feel at the gym next to us, because they it's work at your own pace, but they're always yelling at them. So I don't know how work at your own pace is at when they're telling you what to do and yelling at you, but whatever. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, so get your questions in. If you don't want to come on live, I understand that. You don't have to have a camera on. You just have to have a mic that's available to use with your platform, and you can ask questions. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to. I understand that. I get it, but prefer that you do. But you don't have to. I understand. If not, we're going to answer your questions live in the chat tonight. That's kind of what we're going to do. If you guys aren't putting a lot of questions on there, then I guess we will go in and get some frequently asked questions throughout the group and kind of dive deep into them and everything. We'll just pull from Andy's Facebook group and kind of dive into them. So uh, if there's no takers, I guess we can maybe have. I kind of throwing this at the producer here at the last moment. So, but all you guys do is there's a link in the chat. I don't know if Jess can pin that. Okay, she pinned the link. So if all you gotta do is click on that link, it'll bring you into the back end of StreamYard here. And then we can bring you guys up and you can ask your questions. You're not going to get too many opportunities where you can come on and ask two people. You basically have a consult of two people here for free. So take advantage of it.
yep. Who's gonna be the first brave one to come on? All you gotta do is click the link, and you're in.
You're
And
in.
then Jess can load you right in. And I appreciate you,
Lorena
Lorena. I've
says,
drank.
yes, drink
Oh,
lots of
go ahead.
water. You
Yeah.
actually have to drink real water, though, Andy.
Yeah.
Well, I drank like a 32-ounce tea and then a 24-ounce Powerade Zero. They're
How much sugar were in
sugar-free at
those?
least.
Oh, okay. Sugar
No,
free.
none in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
sugar-free, and they're
Okay.
actually really delicious.
Yeah. Good.
So,
Good.
yeah, I've had a lot to drink today for that reason.
At least you're drinking
Yeah, it was
something
rough.
sugar free, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was 16 minutes with 0 break, literally. You were going nonstop for 16 minutes straight, which doesn't sound like very long, but
Oh, it's very long when you're
yeah,
working
it
out,
definitely was.
and especially if you
Well,
haven't
and the
worked out in
one
a while.
Yeah, that was the other challenging part because the very first thing they had me do was, you had to do, I think they were called devil presses, where you have 2 dumbbells on the ground and you literally have to drop down, do a burpee, and then go up and push the dumbbells above your head, and then go back down and do the whole thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So, we had to do that 12 times in a row and then jump rope a bunch of times and then, plank and a whole bunch of other crap. It was crazy. It was
I just do my
exhausting.
I just do my workout at the farm. Lifting
Yeah,
trays,
true.
putting down, putting that, cutting, standing. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, mentally dope, that's the truth, man. I wanna say my wife probably drinks close to a gallon a day. She's always drinking water.
I get over a gallon for sure. I drink a ton of water. I always have water next to me. I really
Yeah.
don't. I drink a coffee in the morning. That's pretty much it. Maybe an energy drink, and then it's water, water, water.
Yep. What's up, Josh? Who wants to jump on? The link's pinned. Come on, guys.
Yeah, links pinned.
Let's
Josh, if you want to
get
come on,
rolling.
we can talk about your
Yeah.
seed company if
Yep.
you
Justin,
want.
you can come on.
Ancient City Microgreens, how are you? Just bought some seeds from Josh today. Talking to, well, I guess actually from his wife, probably because we just talked to her and got some seeds. They didn't have any basil listed, but she got us 3 pounds. So you never know unless you reach out and ask if something's unavailable if they got anything they could spare. So that was
Justin,
nice.
how it's Jess posted the link. It's towards the beginning of the chat. I think it's actually the pinned comment.
It should be the pinned comment.
Yeah, it'd be great to have you on, man.
Yes.
And Lorraine, everything is podcast worthy. Don't worry about that.
That's right. Only thing the definition of a podcast is two people having a conversation, and beyond that, that's really only what a podcast is. So,
yeah, I mean, you figure we're 11 minutes in, all we talked about is working out and what we drink. So, we'd rather be talking microgreens with you guys than answering your questions. So either post questions in the comments or jump on and don't be afraid. It's not that big of a deal. We don't bite, I promise.
Yeah, Grainer Harvest got us some basil seeds that we ran out. We've got just enough trays we planted with the last bit. We kind of just, it's the little pack you kind of forget about sometimes that you don't need to order. And you got so much of it because, you're only doing a few grams on each tray, and you kind of just blank. As busy as we are right now, it's just kind of a blank part. But she took care of us. Get it. We'll probably get it as fast as they ship. We'll probably get it by Friday's planting. So be no worries.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got our cilantro from Josh not too long ago.
Cilantro's awesome.
I've got broccoli and Rambo radish on the way too.
Although now we're only going to be down to one tray of cilantro. The restaurants changed their order and ordering more basil, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
They
a lot easier to grow.
It costs more.
Just watched your interview with the local news station.
It helps if I turn my mic on. Just saying. Mentally Doses, just watch your interview with the local news station. It was recommended. It was so cool to see. Literally, your living room looked like a pro grow room. Yeah, we remodeled crazy. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, there's Justin.
We got our first victim. I mean,
we do.
Yeah, we got our first.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and bring it on. It looks like Justin Qualls.
Qualls, or whatever you want it to be, man. It's all good.
Let's make him the feature.
What's up, Justin?
There we go.
Yeah, dude. This is the first time me and Andy have actually talked aside from texting, man. This is pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, many times on Messenger.
Hey, you guys want to see something really cool? What did I do with it? I just finished the final product, and we're taking it to the restaurant tonight. And here we go. Let me show you.
You got some samples to take. I remember.
Flip it around real quick. There she is.
Nice.
Got the whole thing set up.
That's awesome, man.
Got a QR code on there and stuff. Nice.
Yeah, man. We're not gonna do the barcodes yet. Obviously, we're just starting out. We only did 9 trays. Harvested them all at 9 days. I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
Yeah, they grew really quick. So now I'm going to ask you a question, Justin.
Yes.
Out of all the advice that I gave you to go visit a chef for the first time, try and rattle off what you can remember.
Well,
not no pressure or anything.
Yeah, well, the first thing that comes to mind is you said originally go through the back door, right? And then
when you're delivering
over that text. Yeah, absolutely. So in my head, I'm thinking things like we're grow to order, like you were saying. That's a really good idea.
Yep.
I'm going to let them know everything takes about 9 days. Within 24 hours, we'll have them product after harvest, if not that day. And you were talking about payments like COD, cash on delivery, and what you said, 15 days to 30 days. What was what did you call that?
Yeah, net 15 and net 30. That's pretty traditional.
Yeah. See, I'm going in cold first time, man.
That's why I'm giving you the quiz right now, so everybody else can learn.
I highly recommend net 15 with restaurants.
15,
they probably will pay net 21, but net 15.
Net 100 for sure, right?
Yeah.
I've definitely had a couple net 100 restaurants before.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Especially when they're new and they get through their payment system. If they use an accountant or something, sometimes it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
The strangest thing was how it happened. How I knew which restaurant to go to first. We were at a yard sale, and this guy named G, not to use his whole name or whatever, but he was at the yard sale talking to some lady about he just moved a couple of years ago and opened a restaurant. I heard that, man. I'm like, this is it right here. I'm going to do it. And I knew not to say
Yeah.
anything about prices. I don't want to scare this guy, right? And he runs a restaurant here in town, and I said we have microgreens. We're urban farmer. We're up the street. We're ready to go. And he said come by around 8:30, and bring the samples, have some wine, watch the guy play piano. It's gonna be sick, dude. It's our first time in, and it's like we've already did a meet and greet with this guy. Now he's introducing me to his chef. It's gonna be cool, man.
Nice, nice.
So
That's awesome.
aside from the back door, I'm going right through the front door, right?
Oh yeah. Tonight you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get it all set up to deliver, then you go through the back door.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you definitely don't want to walk through the front door with a bag of
"Ask them
microgreens.
where their walk-in is." Make sure
Yeah.
I know where the walk-in is, right?
Yeah. That way you
No
don't have to
doubt.
bother
Yeah, I'm
anybody.
stoked,
Just
Andy.
walk in, drop it right in the fridge, and go.
Dude, Andy's giving me all the advice on what to do. From the first question I asked Andy was,
Freezing up a little bit.
so what exactly is a rack? I said, what's that? Can you hear me? I don't know. My phone's all weird, man. But yeah, he hooked me up with all the information I needed, man. So Coco Loco all day long.
man.
Did the greener harvest seeds. Josh is awesome. It's just germination rate has been crazy. We haven't had any mold at all. Running 72 degrees in the grow space with 40 to 45 fluctuation in humidity. It's just a
Perfect.
dehumidifier and an AC unit,
Yeah.
man.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, dude. This is kind of cool. You
But
guys.
I also
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No,
I
you
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say,
Sorry,
I
I'm
also,
too excited right now.
I'm sure. First
No,
restaurant.
the one other piece of advice that I gave to Justin earlier today was, when you go in and talk to a chef, at least in my experience, price rarely comes up. Especially when I'm dropping off samples. The goal is to get them to fall in love with the samples, and then they won't care how much they cost. Oftentimes chefs aren't super worried about the price of your microgreens, because ultimately you're going to be one of the smallest bills that they have every single week, in comparison to the massive amounts of food that they're buying. So don't be super caught up on trying to get pricing across. I mean, bring a price sheet with you if you have to, just in case. But I usually don't bother giving them anything about pricing unless they literally ask me for it, because traditionally it doesn't seem to matter to them. I mean, I've had so many chefs that have been like, yep, we're good. These are the 10 I want right now. And they don't even care. And then I just send them an invoice. When it's all said and done, they pay it. So just another little piece of advice that I found that works for me pretty well. May not be the case with everybody, but have pricing just in case, but you don't always have to have it right there.
Yeah, as
So,
far
good
as
stuff.
pricing goes, I got this advice from a few people. There's a farm down in Tampa, Andy. I forgot the guy's name. We've been talking on Facebook. and
Probably
he was
Robert
saying-
Meredith.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, he was saying
Yep.
how much they charge and whatnot. So we were thinking for 4 ounces, charging $15.
That's
don't know if-
actually, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah,
I think
is
it's
that
like
too-
11.
11? So if he talks, so I should. What do you think I should go in? And I mean that's what I'm mostly worried about, is going in too high, and this guy being like, nah. You know what I mean?
Well, the one advantage you have with restaurants is that they are oftentimes paying a lot more than we're charging, because they're buying theirs from a distributor. So the distributor's buying them from usually a company out in California that goes unnamed, and they're turning around having to make a profit on it. So they're selling 8 ounces for upper $20, sometimes even $30, depending on what it is. So it's easier to go in and price it high just in case. You can always negotiate it down if you had to, if they say, hey, your prices are too high. Especially with restaurants, they're used to paying more for microgreens than retail traditionally. But it's up to you. Obviously you got to know what your price costs are, and you can get the free sheet through the school group that Mike and Jess have set up through Itty Bitty Micro Farm. Is it on Growth Bites, or is it on the
Growth Bites?
Microgreen
Yep.
Business
The
Coaching?
Growth Bites one is
on
the free
Growth
one.
Bites.
Yep. It's school, SKOOL.com/growthbites. And if you introduce yourself and 4 or 5 people like it, you get access to the price sheet after that. It's really, really simple and easy to get it. So
Nice.
Yeah,
That's not
so I
bad.
definitely recommend doing that. At least that way you've got an idea how much your costs are,
Yep.
and keep your
Yeah.
profit margins really high, because it's going to be the cheapest right now to do it out of your house.
yes.
Yeah.
All
no
right.
doubt.
Long
Justin, it was
term.
great talking to you.
Yeah, man. Cheers,
Go ahead
guys.
and bring up Matthew here. So Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
Andy.
Nice to meet you, brother, in person.
All right, Matthew.
Hey,
Just go
Matthew.
ahead and unmute yourself, Matthew. And then you'll be good to go. And you can ask away. There we
There
go.
he goes.
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, we got you.
We can.
I would say I'm not prepared with a question. But you mind if I just hang out a little bit and see if I can't come up with a question and chime back in, or?
Certainly.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just let us know
We
if you
can go
get
through some of
someone
the
to come up.
comments. Yeah, we can go through some of the comments in the meantime.
Jennifer wants to know, how are the flowers going?
I don't think Andy's growing flowers, so I'll answer this one. So flowers growing
Yeah, we're not
great.
there yet.
We have moved them into more of a vertical system versus the one we had before. If you've seen any of our videos on that previously, mainly because of space now. You know, we're kind of getting to the point where space is becoming a challenge, and we want to prepare for adding more and more racks. So we are going vertical with that. We got flood and drain tables. We got them pretty cheap, so we got them in there, and they're growing. We got some new rounds coming. Chefs are loving them. They keep on ordering more. We had a bakery come by and order some and pick up the other day. So yeah, the word's getting out more and more about them, and they're growing great. Loving them and getting a great price for
Awesome.
them too. And what Andy just said about chefs, they don't really care about the price. They care about the quality. The price.
Yep.
I mean, it gets to a certain point they'd care, but you know, whatever we're going to charge, they're probably not going to care what it is.
She also wants to know, are we liking the Haas trays?
Not really. They're too big compared to, like, they're just slightly bigger than the bootstrap trays, so you can't intermingle them. They have to be separated to even germinate. I found out the sides of them don't germinate as well with the same amount of brick that we have for the 15-pound brick for from like Lowe's from there, because they're just that much wider, so the edges doesn't get the pressure that it needs, and they don't germinate as well on the edges. And then they don't take domes well. You know, the domes don't fit on them. It's a different system. I think you'd have to be one or the other. You can't be both. The sturdiness of them, awesome. They're built well. I just wish they would have made them the same, an actual 10-20 size tray. Then I'd probably love them.
Man, Dan's on it. Just got here. He's already hashtag thumbcasted.
Dan knows what to do.
That's it.
Dan knows what to do.
Side note, if you're listed on Facebook, make sure you go to streamyard.com/Facebook so we can see your name, and happy Saturday to you.
Yeah, and go ahead and put in
Appreciate
hashtag
that.
Thumbcast like Dan did. We will do a giveaway at the end of this. We are doing a quick little just Q&A, bringing you guys up, asking questions, everything else. So like, yeah, just got done with
Just
work.
got done working.
Now back to work at the farm.
Yeah, right. Matthew, once you got a question ready, go ahead and unmute yourself, man, and we'll bring you back in.
Yep.
If anybody else wants to join, there's a link in the comments that's should be pinned that Jess added to come on live. You could actually be on with us tonight if you're just coming in. Click that link; it'll take you into StreamYard, and then we can bring you on, and you can talk to us in person.
Oh boy,
there's Josh.
we got the bagel. He's even in his bagel, so let's go ahead and add him in. All right, go to the 3. We'll put him over here in the center.
What's up, man?
What's up, guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
Awesome. Cool deal. All right. Yeah, I'll comment with my hand in the pot there, man. I was trying to eat something real fast. It's been a busy day.
I hear that.
That's what I told Mike.
I'm about 3 hours
We were
behind.
talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were talking
man.
about that before the podcast. We're like, man, somebody's gonna jump on here. They're literally gonna be like in the middle of taking a bite, and we're gonna bring them on the air.
Yeah, no doubt. How y'all guys doing?
Doing good.
Good, man. Looks good
Awesome.
behind you.
Oh yeah.
See
I
those
appreciate
beats?
Beats.
all that. Yes,
Lots
sir.
of beats.
Yeah. We got this is Swiss chard. These 3. This is Swiss. These 3 are Swiss. This is beets.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Take a look at that.
Did you plant
though,
those
man.
at the same time? Yeah, they're beautiful.
Let's see here. This was on the 28th. Yep, same day.
We get it from him.
Wow, that chard's growing way faster. That's
Is that the
crazy.
ruby chard?
Yes.
Yeah, we grow that.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
like it.
From you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
good stuff, man. How's
Honestly, the
the
chefs don't care which one is which. Like whichever one I give them.
yeah?
I'd be willing to bet they can't even tell the difference.
Nope.
Your more experienced chefs will be able to see. Like, I'll pull a few out just to show y'all. So you could tell, like on your bull's blood, you can see a little bit of the underleaf is
Mhm.
more red, and
Yep.
that's going to get more pronounced towards the end of that cycle. But your chard, it has a little hue, but for the main part, it's still green. So
Yeah.
that's really the biggest
Either way,
difference.
man, it's
But
beautiful.
yeah, but both of our high-end restaurants that order a ton of that, they don't care which it is. Uh, if we got beets, they want the beets. If we got chard, they want the chard. So yeah.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes, sir, man. Phew, Lord. So, yep. Got a little update on the flowers here. They're looking
Nice,
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They look familiar. We got some of them.
We got
Lettuce.
that going. Yeah, some lettuce. Oh man,
Nice.
I need to send you some too, Mike. Some butter crunch. What else you grow, lettuce wise?
Salanova blend is our main thing that we grow from Johnny. La Rosa also. What else, Jess? You probably know quicker than I do. So.
La Rosa, Salanovas. We do some that are like a romaine butter crunch
Yes.
kind of mix between that. But the La Rosa is mostly just for a splash of color for the red. And then primarily like a butter crunch with that.
Cool. I'm gonna have to do
Nice.
some homework on that. So
Yeah, 'cause I'll definitely be growing lettuce once we get into our new space too, man. So I'll be taking some from you too.
nice.
And flowers, which I know you got flower seed now, which I'm psyched about.
Oh
I did
yeah, man.
I did not know that.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
update.
just launched it.
Yeah, big seed update, man. We launched the about 2 weeks ago. We launched a garden pack. It's got tomatoes, cucumbers. Man, what else does it have in it? It's like over 20 types of seeds. Some of the seed that we still carry, or that we've been carrying, we just carried over into the garden pack, like your red acre, broccoli.
Yeah.
I'm able to get rid of some of the cantaloupe like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, true. That
yeah,
poor werewolf cantaloupe.
yeah.
Lorena wants to know why Josh chooses to use the growing trays he uses.
So I do use a combination of both 1 inch and 2 inch. Now, we just hired 2 new employees, so I want them. Of course, I want them comfortable in the space, and I want them using our technique. But I'm totally like I give free reign over our teammates, and if they're more comfortable using 1 inch trays, I'm all for that. However, I want them to understand that each set is a little bit different, right? Especially like your basil compared to something like sunflower. So I want them accustomed to 2 inch trays first. And for me, the reason I do it is just for it. To me, it adds an extra inch of stability. That's really it for me. That's how I started the business, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So that's it. But I use 1 inch trays. Like we got basil here, so that's a 1 inch tray there.
Yes, I do not grow basil in a 2-inch tray, guys. It's not going to get
Yeah.
tall enough to get out of there.
No doubt, 100%. So outside of that basil, man, that's all I grow in 1 inch trays. 2 inch trays for me, just the extra inch stability. Like I got this amaranth here too. You can see, it's just it's a whole nother extra inch for stability for me. So that's why I do that. Do y'all have issues with crop falling over at all in a 1 inch tray?
Nope.
Not
No?
really. Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna have to give it a shot, man. But yeah.
Love my 1-inch trays. Love them. They're so
Yeah,
much
no
easier
doubt.
to harvest. So much easier.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
100%. 100%. Good stuff,
Yeah.
man. Do
Put
we
me
want
on
to
the
bring
spot,
do
man.
we wanna bring Chris in?
Hey, we all can grow different. There's
Yeah,
many
no
ways
doubt.
to do things.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's
Many different ways.
bring Chris on here. Chris, if you want to go ahead and
How's it going,
unmute,
Chris?
and you can ask a question or two or whatever.
What's
There
good?
he is.
How are you?
Pretty good. Just cooking dinner. About to change a dirty diaper here pretty soon.
Let's
Oh,
get you
man.
off the camera before you do that.
Yeah. Well, so when he takes his poop, this is my son Dominic. Hey Dominic, come say hi.
Like, you're
Give him a
live on
thumbs up.
YouTube, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, thumbs up.
He doesn't like when I wear my glasses. And but they're for the screen. But what's up, guys? Thanks
Not
for
a
all
whole
the
lot.
knowledge
man.
you guys. Yeah, thanks for everything you guys do. So pretty much I just like watch you guys while I'm living life. I'm trying to make this a full-time thing. Hey, but with life and everything, being a single dad, it's pretty
Yeah.
busy. So I've already fired my
It's tough,
employer.
man.
So
Oh, there
right
you go.
now, so so I definitely have the time, like the ambition to do it. So these are my sunflowers right here. I'm gonna harvest them tomorrow and send half of them home with him because I share my son. So they're coming out pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look
I
great.
it's the root system's pretty nice.
Holy cow. Yeah, those roots are real good.
Yeah, so I learned that the mesh trays are actually probably gonna be what I want to invest in. And this right here is my broccoli. I've been just doing tests, so no intention of selling yet, just mainly just growing. So so I'm doing tests. This is my arugula. So one of them doesn't have a blackout tray on top, and one of them does, and came out pretty good. The germination rate was awesome. And for personal, this is my sweet basil,
Nice.
and it came out pretty good. And some mustard, just for personal, just to get to know the. But
yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, so
You definitely want to get to know the flavors before you sell them. That's for sure.
oh yeah, dude, I'm cooking with. I'm using them as like toppings with everything. I'm kind of just like gaining my pictures, so I can put them on my Instagram and all that stuff. So just building all that up, so when it's time for game time and business, then I can actually be ready. I won't look stupid.
Yeah.
So
No, man.
yeah.
That's it.
So I
you
actually
gotta
came
be able
up.
to grow before you can sell.
Yeah. So basically this is like the little library in the toy room, and my main thing right now is trying to figure out where I'm gonna grow. Like, am I gonna
Yeah.
turn his toy room into the grow room and then make another toy room for him, or am I gonna? Because I live in Wisconsin, so I've lived here for a year, so I don't really know the weather. And then I have this
It's gonna
like
be
that
cold.
like a mud room thing. Yeah. So it's getting pretty nice. Look at like the plants are starting
Yeah,
to come
right now.
alive. So yeah, for now. So I turned this room right here into like my soil room. So this is where like my soil's at right here, and then I
Yeah.
make my trays up here, and I take the lid off. And when I do my trays, if there's anything extra, it just falls back inside there.
Nice.
And
That's a good idea.
yep. And this is all windows right here. So I'm wondering if I'm going to turn this into the grow room, and just make it pretty awesome in there. So I guess
Yeah,
that's
if
my
you got,
biggest
like,
issue is like,
If you have an extra bedroom or a dining room you're not using or an office or something
Yeah.
like that, I mean any room that can be kind of expendable, if you will, it's gonna be
Right.
your best bet
And
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't need sunlight. A lot of people think, oh, I need sunlight, but that can actually potentially cause problems with trying to get consistent
Okay.
grows because you've got some
Got
days where
it.
it's going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
sunny, where your stuff's going to grow a little bit differently than days when it'll be dark out. So,
Yep.
some things
Yeah,
to
and
keep in mind as
and
far as where you're picking.
right, and that makes total sense. And this is my germination rack for now. So like like I said, I love the process of things, so like climbing the ladder of things is what I really enjoy. So like starting from the bottom right here and seeing where you guys are at, I'm like bro, like there's so much to do, you know what I mean? Like so much to grow. So it's not gonna be boring.
We all started somewhere like that. Like I
Yeah.
had a little shelf
Yeah.
like that for recommendation when we started too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Look at I got like bricks as my
yep.
weights.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, in plastic
I
bags,
used- I used weights. I used actual weights when we started, like from the weight set.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So
You know,
Actually, that's what we use now.
yeah. So I got like my little whiteboard, my calendar. I'm trying to use it, but it's just trying to find the time to. I guess my biggest thing is trying to get to know the crops That's like my most important thing. And then where I'm gonna grow. And because I have all my bedrooms are upstairs, so I have 4 bedrooms. Me and my son use 2, so I can use 2 of them as grow rooms. But it's kind of a
I
process, I think, to go upstairs.
If you're gonna use the
Yeah, especially if
mudroom,
there's
I
no
would
water.
suggest sealing off like the windows with some like insulation stuff, the little foam insulation stuff that has the like reflective on the back. Put that in there.
Yeah.
Seal up them windows, so
wrap.
you can kind of control it a little bit better. Because in the winter, when that,
Ooh,
that
it's
comes in
stinky.
there, you're gonna have some really coldness in there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gotta be
see, and
chilly,
that's-
man.
That's what I've been trying to figure out too. Is the temperature thing, because right now they're doing pretty good in here, and haven't had many issues. Like mold. Truck. You want to watch the truck? So we gotta change the diaper though. He got the stinky diaper, so I'm gonna have to change this, guys. But yeah, I'm
good,
happy to
man.
get on here, and thank you guys, and you'll definitely see me more of me. So I'm mentally dope.
Mentally
That's,
dope. Okay,
Nice.
perfect. Now
Yeah.
it's a name now. All right.
Yeah. Now we know it. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird because I feel like I know you guys because I watch your videos. Like in the background, bro. Like I got my headphones on and I'm doing my live. You know what I mean? So like I'm listening to you guys, and that's why I could stay on your lives for so long. It's like,
Perfect.
and
That's
Josh,
awesome.
bro, like, hey, respect to you, bro, because I was talking to my bro in Vegas, and I told him, I was like, all right, bro, like I'm jumping into the microgreens, like that's what I'm about to do. And like he was in the cannabis for a while, and he was like, he sent me your video. He's like, hey, you seen this homie right here? And I was like, the Mexican homie? You know what I mean? I was like, when they say this is so hard to grow microgreens, you know what I mean? That video right there. And
Oh
I was
my
like,
God. Yeah.
and my brother in Vegas was like, bro, he scaled it. And cause we're about scaling stuff in business and the process. So like seeing you guys, bro, I'm like, right on. So,
Cool.
sorry I
Yeah,
get nervous on
man.
camera. So
You're good,
Yeah,
man.
don't
You're doing
be.
great.
No, dude, you're
Yeah.
doing perfectly fine.
all right, guys. Yeah, my son's
All
about
right.
to beat me up right now. So
All right, Chris. Last
all right,
week,
guys.
thanks for being
Yeah,
here. We
nice to see you
appreciate
guys.
Ed. Have a good
All right,
one.
guys.
Yep, nice to meet you,
Later.
man.
All right.
How
We
you
getting
doing over
everybody,
there, Matthew?
we getting everybody squared
Got a
away on
question yet?
Thumbcast giveaway. All right.
Oh,
I think
see if you got his video
here,
on.
let me add Matthew. He's got a camera going
See
now.
if it's.
There we go.
Yeah, well, I'll try not to kill you with all the air moving in here, but the sound at least. But let's see. I don't know if I can flip that, but I'm trying a new
What?
pea variety. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks like
And it's
tendril.
yeah, it's kind of wild. Something I didn't foresee, but
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
look at that. It's like a
That's crazy.
yeah,
Well, they
it's
stick
just
together too,
wild.
man. When you harvest them, they won't come apart easy.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be that's gonna be interesting. So that's the first because I figured I got some chefs who like the dun peas flavor and all that stuff, but
Yep.
just it's not what they're typically not what they're used to getting. And I think they're like,
Oh,
oh, it
that's
looks
cool.
a little off. And then I did some basil. This is overgrown for me. Not that I've grown it a bunch or it's the second time growing it, but overgrown for at least what the chef wanted. I think one thing, if I had a question, it was like, it seems at least in Minnesota, although we have chefs who are familiar with them, have used them. I don't know why, but they kind of like they came through, they got disappointed, they pulled them off the menu. And these are fava up here. They just got under lights a
Nice.
day or two ago, and then I'll pop off again here. But yeah, so I think they're a little burned. So there's like more, like this process of building trust is more important than maybe it was 3 years ago. The excitement, maybe, I don't know. And I was really interested in chefs. I thought pick 4 from different groups and use them to do my product development, right? Do that phase and just really dialed it in. But I've been surprised that I have been educating them, which is more of a typical sales relationship in my experience, where it's like, I'm the expert on microgreens, but the unfortunate bit is I'm not. So I've kind of realized that I have to go back, like with this, and this is long-winded, but I'll get to my question. Like I had to kind of go back and say, okay, this chef, and build a profile of him, kind of like an empathy map would be, if anyone, in software engineering or in UX, and just like, what is this person? What do they care about? And what is something that they can't just go get from a distributor? And for us, that was that landed on fava bean. It's something that sort of has some historical relevance in the area that he's focusing, southern Italy, and it was used by the Greek thousands of years ago, right? Used by the Greeks. And so that was my avenue in. I'm wondering if these experiences ring true with you guys, and if you could kind of riff a little bit on, like, building trust, renewing trust, and because I've heard you guys talk a little bit about this in the past. I just love to kind of hear your thoughts in that space of building and renewing, and then exploring new products.
Well,
Yeah,
a
I
lot
mean-
of chefs have been burnt before by other local / microgreen growers. So they want to
Yeah.
know that you're going to be there. You're going to be coming back. You're going to be showing up, because especially with mushroom growers, if you want to get in that, like mushroom growers, they've been burnt by them. They'll say they're going to be there, then they don't show up for a week, then they show up again, and they don't think there's any issues. Same things happen with microgreen people, because a lot of mushroom growers get into microgreens thinking it's going to be easy, and then they think they can do it, and then the chef gets burnt, and then they got a dish that has to have that product, and they don't have that product to go with that dish, and then their products look bad, so they just stop using local people. So you got to build that trust up with them again, even though it wasn't you.
Yeah. And one recommendation I would make is don't just assume they're going to want something they can't get from a distributor. Because oftentimes when they're buying stuff from a distributor, they're probably paying more for it than what you can sell it to them for.
Yep.
So, if they're already using peas, if they're already using sunflower, if they're already using radish or whatever, chances are you can probably undercut the price that they're already buying it from, or for through a distributor. So just keep that in mind. Don't go in just assuming, I'm just going to bring something that's unique. They may not want fava beans. They may be looking for some of the really basic stuff, or they're already using it and they're looking for a better version of it. Because if they're getting it from a distributor and that distributor is buying from a company in California that we'll never name, they're probably going bad in 3 to 4 days, where your stuff is potentially going to last 10, 12, 14, 3 weeks potentially. So, my recommendation of just bring everything. Seriously, like when I drop off, it's like 25 packs of stuff and they're like overwhelmed. But I've had some chefs that are like, yeah, kohlrabi, that's what I really want. I'm like, really?
Okay.
You never know. So
Yeah.
so we grow
That's true.
kohlrabi every week for this one chef. It's totally all over the map. I mean, we have one chef that absolutely loves peas. We've got one that absolutely loves amaranth. We've got one. It's all over the place. So yeah, I mean, go in with everything you got and just start that relationship. And just, your best bet is to, like, once you get into a restaurant, tell every single restaurant the other restaurants that you're in, because then it builds that confidence in you, because then you can say, well, I'm already selling to this place. I'm already selling to that place. I'd love to work with you guys. Getting the first one's obviously the toughest part, but once you get past that, it gets easier and easier and easier every single time, because you can tell them, hey, I'm already working with this other chef, and chefs know each other. So sometimes they'll actually refer you over to some other chef in another restaurant as well. So,
Yep.
But yeah, just keep at it, man. That's all you got to do is just make them feel good about you. Once they feel good about you, they will literally never leave you. I mean,
Yep.
Every single chef we've ever had, they'll have other microgreen growers walk in and they'll tell me about it. Though, yeah, this guy
Yep.
walked in, he's going to try and, sell stuff to me. And I just laughed him out the front door because I've been buying from you for a year and a half or 2 years or whatever. So, once you establish that relationship and keep it tight, send them free samples every once in a while of new stuff you're growing, just for the heck of it. They love that, so just that way of developing that relationship. Talk to them when you can, when you're doing deliveries, if they're not busy, those kinds of things. That's how you build that relationship. And I mean, I oftentimes work with my chefs outside of the restaurant as well. Like if I'm doing an event and there's an opportunity for a chef to be there, to cook and advertise their local restaurant, I'll reach out to one of them and say, hey, I think this would be perfect for you. It's kind of a vegan vegetarian event. Why don't you come out and cook up some stuff and show us what you can do? So it's really
Yeah.
kind of a nice way to just kind of further deepen that relationship.
I think too, kudos to you first off for even doing your homework and caring enough
Yeah.
to learn about that chef. That's going to go a long way. Just repeat that process, man. So like for me, speaking from experience, like I'll jump on to like the restaurant, I'll look at their social media, and then a lot of the times they tag the chef in a couple of the posts, just like meet the employees post. So that's kind of how I figure out names, so whenever I do approach that restaurant for the first time, it's like, hey, can I speak to Chef so-and-so? And calling him, by the name chef, of course, sign of respect, and then so-and-so, whatever their name is, it kind of adds, like, oh, I should know this person, a little pseudoscience there, but definitely, man, I think just the fact that you went above and beyond and cared enough to learn a little bit about the chef that you were trying to get into, that speaks volumes, man. So that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah,
It-
highly say chef before their names because that's just like going and talking to a doctor.
Yeah.
You're always going to say doctor first. It's the same thing when you're talking to a chef. Only thing I would recommend, maybe not take 25 varieties into them if you are growing 25 varieties. Leave some to take in the next week when you want to follow up. If they don't buy from you right away, have something to go in with, but get them to 25 varieties at some point for sure.
Those are awesome. Thank you guys. One thing I've noticed, and it was counterintuitive to me, is regardless of seasons don't matter because I'm growing in my basement. But the reality is all these chefs care deeply about the season.
Oh yeah.
And so they don't want to see if I brought corn into someone right now, they would go, what the heck am I supposed to do with this?
Yep.
Even though it's rare and maybe more interesting now. But yeah, really knowing the season and getting back to whatever they're, like you said, know what they're trying, their business is. It sounds like know their business and be their expert on microgreens. Can I run my kind of business plan real quick, short by you?
Yeah.
I
Real
have
quick.
one. I'm thinking I take this one restaurant who has given me a shot on their spring menu, and I just do whatever it takes to, like in software, first client, do whatever it takes to make them happy. If I have to grow 50 extra pounds of microgreens to make that happen, it doesn't matter. Make them happy, find a way to sell the extra, and then make it so anything that's green, like air quotes, on their menu is mine. Is that foolhardy? Is that ego driven? Am I not thinking about something right? Can you give me a dose of reality maybe on that?
It might be a little more than you need to do. I mean, one big thing I would say is don't overthink it. I mean, if you can get in the door and show them, we're going to get you taken care of. This is our day. We're going to deliver every single week. We're going to walk in the back door. We're going to drop it right in the walk-in cooler for you. You don't have to interact with us at all. We're going to take care of it. It's going to automatically happen week after week after week. That's the biggest key thing, is just making them realize that you've got a plan in place, because they don't want to deal with it. Chefs are super, super busy. And they aren't going to be super concerned about like all the things you just mentioned. They aren't going to be like thinking, oh, this guy's got to do every single thing possible for me, because the problem with that is then it becomes, okay, I want this guy to grow, garlic, and I want this guy to grow parsley, and I want this guy to grow, and he's going to come back and tell you all this stuff. And you're going to have to buy all this the expensive seed, to go in there and actually start growing these things. And he may go, yeah, you know what? 3 months in, I'm done with it. You've got
or the
50
first
pounds.
Or the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's
So,
too
especially
expensive.
if he's
We can't do
changing his,
that.
yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you're just going to end up throwing a lot of money down the drain. I mean, you're better off just to bring him samples, as regularly as you feel like until you get them in.
Yep.
That's really what it's going to boil down to. I mean, like
Yeah.
Joe said in one of his comments, he landed a restaurant after bringing samples every 4 months for the last year and a half. Sometimes that's what it takes to get them in the door. But once you got them, man, it's usually pretty golden.
We've got a restaurant after 2.5 years because
Oh,
we stay
Lord.
persistent. You keep in contact with them. You keep going back in once or twice. 3 months sometimes. Then you just stretch it out and you just keep going back in there. And every once in a while, they're gonna eventually go, okay, you're here all the time. Let's try you out.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that also there's a fine line between being or having good service and being nagging. So, make sure that you don't upset your chef, but also that you service your chef's needs. So definitely I wouldn't, and kind of like Andy said, you're definitely overthinking certain parts of this. Like, I think you got a good heart and you got good intentions on how you're doing these things, but don't put yourself in a world of debt just to service one client. There's hundreds of restaurants out there. And not just restaurants. You still got your grocery stores. You still got high-end gyms. So don't tie or put all your eggs up in one basket, thinking that that's going to see you through. Because God forbid, and this has happened to us, and I'm sure it's happened to you, Mike and Andy. We've had one customer that we had to drop off just because they were rude, and they were doing bad business. So God forbid that you land the first one and they're rude and doing bad business and have high expectations, unreasonable expectations, I should say.
Yeah.
So don't bite off more than you can chew on your first client. It's a new experience. It's exciting. I get that, but simple. Keep the process simple.
Yes.
Yeah, and you also don't want to come off as desperate,
Yeah.
which is where that could also potentially be seen as like, right, whatever you need, I'll take care of it. Then they're gonna be like, all right, this is kind of weird. How's this guy gonna take care of me and everybody else at the same level? So just kind of go in there, do your thing. If they like your stuff, awesome. It should kind of happen naturally, without
Yep.
having you to invest too much time and too much effort. If it takes a lot of work, then come back to them at a later date and see, if they can change it out. So but yeah, just be persistent. Like, Josh said, there's a bazillion restaurants. There's way more customers around you than you could possibly ever think of. It's just a matter of finding them. That's all.
Yep, for sure.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Matthew.
Yeah.
All
No
right.
problem at all, man.
Before we get to the giveaway, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know right now we're running a special on our school paid group. So it's school SK. It's scrolling down at the bottom, schoolskoo.com/microgreens. You get in there right now. We're doing $47 a month. It's normally $97 a month. We ran a special at $79 a month that came with the marketing course. Well, we're doing $47 a month right now. It ends tonight at midnight. So you got to get in on it now, but it's just the microgreen business coaching, everything else. You don't get the marketing course with it. It's at $47, over half off right now to get into that. So great deal. So ends at midnight Sunday right now, Saturday at midnight. So get in on that today for that. All right. Any last tidbits? Anybody?
No, I didn't know if you had any member questions that we need to take care of or not, but
I don't know.
I know you guys have a lot still left to do.
Just a few hours behind today. So
Oh Lord.
by 3, I mean few.
A lot. But. Lorena had a quick question for Josh. Are you going to be getting more organic seed varieties in stock?
Yes. So that process takes definitely a lot longer than other seeds. So I'm working on it. It's just something that is going to take some time. Not only are they extremely expensive, but the majority of our sales, being data driven, majority of our sales are in conventional seed. So it is coming. I assure you. Like we see the demand there, but I also want I do some education on the seed front as well, like around the whole non-GMO versus GMO, organic versus conventional. There's not much of a difference between organic seed, conventional seed, as long as the conventional seed is grown without chemical, non-treated.
Yeah.
So there's just a huge thing between that, and it's an unknown area for a lot of new growers or newer growers. And when I say that, I'm learning about seeds daily, and I sell seeds. So I'm just serious, man. It's coming. It's just going to take a little bit longer. We're working on it. I'm sorry.
No need
They
to
are
apologize,
still
man. What you're doing is awesome.
Yeah, we're trying, and I personally vet these seeds as they come in. So we had one mishap with cantaloupe, like I talked about earlier, and that's because I was on vacation when we had a sample lot come in, tested great, and then when the main lot come in, I was on vacation. So that one got away from me.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
man.
don't
You
forget
did the
about
right thing though and took care of it. That's
Yep.
all that matters.
Yeah. Don't forget about us getting certified organic. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm looking forward to, man, is just trying to be able to service more of y'all. I see it. I do. A
Yeah,
lot
we-
of y'all are getting certified.
We forgot to use that code to discount for them bad seeds. We had to get refund. We just bought seeds from you today and forgot about the code. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll buy
Whoops.
again. I'm sure.
Yeah. Just a matter of time.
We are planting 600 trays now. So, I mean,
Oh, Lord. Yeah,
well,
that's a lot, man.
it was 578 to be exact.
581.
581. Sorry.
Yeah. And then I had to build another rack today. So
We built
Well,
the rack this-
congratulations. Yeah. How's y'all employees working out?
Employees? I have
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I thought you was hiring two. Just one so far?
Yeah, we haven't got to that part yet. The problem is getting to the point to be able to get a chance to interview people, get applications out there, all that stuff. So I'm thinking I'm going to hire a company to handle it and bring me people to interview. But yeah, hopefully next week.
Fingers crossed. Lorena says, I'm going to be having my first sales event this month. I'm here to learn from you guys. What is the biggest mistake you made at your first event? Question to each of you. Ooh.
I can't think of
First
anything
events.
major.
First event. Yeah, we did the bakery,
bakery
opening
was
was
the
our
first
first
event.
event.
We forgot to bring bags.
Forgot to bring bags. Yep, bags to put products in.
Yeah.
That was it. I
I
think.
was gonna say that's probably the thing you're gonna run into the most is just forgetting to bring something.
Yeah.
So I would make a list every time you go to an event. Check
And
that
then-
list.
And then you fill it in
And-
again because you forgot
add
something to put on the
Do
list.
it. Yep. Yeah. I mean, luckily for us, our first event was literally in our front yard, so if we forgot anything, we just come inside and grab it.
That's cheating.
Yeah,
no.
no doubt.
But it helped us get that whole process down. So we finally went somewhere else. It was like, oh, this is easy. We already have a nice list. So yeah, I would definitely think, way beyond what you think you're going to need, bring extra whatever, just in case. I mean, we usually bring a full bin worth of just regular stuff outside of all the coolers of microgreens. So yeah, tablecloths, if you're doing live harvest, especially, you're going to need way more stuff than if you're doing packaged.
And Lorena's in our group. So there is a farmers market specific checklist, and that includes equipment for live harvest too. And if you see anything that I missed on that list, let me know and I'll add it to it.
And I was just laughing at Chris, which I can't bring up because it's in the private chat, but you guys could probably see it. But he's always mentally dope. He's always on our thing when we're doing planting and everything else, and offering to wash trays for $1 per 3 trays or 9 trays or something like that to come in and do it. So he's saying he could be the hiring manager now, but won't charge as little as that. So.
So for my first event, I wasn't there for my first event. My wife was. She did a farmer's market. I think it went pretty smoothly, but as far as like maybe the first mistake I made, I think would probably be during the initial setup. And I was just making sure my space was climate controlled. So initially I used the foil backing, which is I said it earlier. Help me out here.
That's good.
Bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I used bubble wrap, but that was not a good installation. We had to go with closed cell. But I think that was probably my most costly learning mistake. And as far as an actual event, sales event, I think they ran pretty smoothly. We did live harvest, so they're definitely fast paced. Making sure if you're doing live harvest, make sure you got signage out. That way people can see the signage and immediately have questions answered. That way you're not, speaking between numerous different people. You're already going to be talking a lot. So definitely signage would be my key piece of advice there.
Yeah, and educational signage. I mean, think of all the questions that you get asked at every single event you've ever been to. Turn it into a sign. That's exactly what we did. It's a pull-up sign. It rolls down into a little tiny thing we carry around. It's so nice. But I can't even tell you how many people I've actually watched stand there and read the whole thing from top to bottom, and it answers all the questions that they always ask. Are these just sprouts? Can these just be used in salads? I mean, it's like it's crazy. So
Yeah.
It's a ton of time having to talk to people. They come up already educated, which is beautiful.
And Joe works a whole of a block from his farm, so that is super convenient for you, Joe.
Yeah.
What's
All
the
his
most
clients are
forgetted?
2 miles from his farm.
What's the item you forget the most, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, let
What
us know
is the
that.
most forgotten item for you, Joe?
Hey, Matthew is asking about apprenticeship or microgreens be able to learn firsthand through 1 or 2 cycles. We actually have had this question asked before, and we are going to work on developing where the people can come in and work on the farm. We just have to get a different type of insurance to be able to do that. So we're working with our insurance company and making sure we're safe with that, and there wouldn't be any issues with that for everything else. So, but we are planning on doing something like that to where you can come spend 10 days here at the farm and learn how to do everything firsthand. It's not a cheap thing, but you will be able to learn.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gloves.
Gloves, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
See, we
really
now have
important when you're live harvesting.
We now have a little box that everything's in. It's at the front door,
Yep.
right where we leave, and everything's always there. So we never forget anything. And we still have the checklist just to make sure.
Yeah, the box of everything
keep
has been a
our bin stocked.
lifesaver.
Yeah.
The bin of everything. All right. We are well over the time I was hoping to hit today, but that's fine. You guys got good questions and got a lot of people to come on, so appreciate that. Thanks, Josh/Bagel for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. And he gave his seeds away last week without even being here. So let's see if we can do that again. So make sure you have a hashtag Thumbcast in. Hashtag Thumbcast. We're going to be doing that wheel spin in just about 30 seconds or so, or whenever Jess gets ready to pull that up. So, and then go ahead and if you haven't put hashtag Thumbcast, put that in. If you want to go ahead and put the number of spins anywhere from 1 to 20 in there, from 1 to 20, how many times you want Jess to click the wheel for the wheel to spin. If you do win, that way we can be on it and ready to go.
Yep, that'll make it nice and quick. Hashtag Thumbcast in the comments. There we go. Mentally Doped got it. Farmer Cheryl's got it.
Ancient
Justin's
Cities.
feeling confident. He already put 20 in.
Yep. He's going full number
Nice.
there on you, Jess. Full number. Good thing I didn't say 50. Jeez.
Yeah.
She would have been mad at me the rest of the night.
There's Chef Andrew.
All right. Treehouse Rentals. Haven't seen you before. Welcome. To 18. I'll give it a few more seconds to see if it stabilizes. Okay. That looks like that should probably be good. So, Andy, you want to pick somebody?
I'm going to pick Justin, Ancient City Microgreens.
All right. I'm going to go with Mark Burton.
Nice.
Bagel, do you think you can pick somebody who's going to win?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. All right.
Yeah, Farmer Cheryl.
All right.
Nice.
I
Good
got
luck,
10 on
everybody.
it.
I just want to see Jess have to click 20 times if Justin wins.
I figured that.
Oh, it's slowing down.
Oh, legendary.
Hey, Legendary Greens.
Yeah, legendary greens. I didn't see them put a number in, so I need a
Hopefully you're
number in the
still
next
there.
30 seconds. Legendary greens. I don't see one for you, so if not, we'll spin for somebody else to win because you do have to be present to win.
Yep, so put a number into the chat. Between 1 and 20.
Should be here. So give me a number, legendary greens. So Jess can click away. Sometimes they get commercials and they're behind. So
There it
okay, here we
is.
go.
6.
Like 6. Jess says thank
Made
you.
it easy on you.
See, I would have went 22. So
All right, bring up the old wheel.
there we go.
There she is.
All the normal stuff's on there. Recently added over the last few weeks is Josh's seeds always on there now. So from Greener Harvest, still the best seeds I've found so far. Haven't had a bad one besides that one, but you know that's it. Taken care of though. So that one we're not counting. 99 out of 100. I think I'll take that. It's definitely not. Definitely not an experience with True Leaf. So
I don't think it was
Yeah.
an issue with germination either.
no, it germinated great.
No.
It just tasted
It
like
just tasted like werewolf.
yeah.
Oh, y'all got jokes, man.
Hey, all that matters, you took care of it, man. That's the important thing.
That's right.
Yeah,
You did
no
the right
doubt.
thing. So, guys, make sure you support Greener Harvest Seeds for, giving away free seeds potentially every single week. And Josh, just for being an awesome guy and being an actual microgreen grower that's growing microgreens and selling seeds.
We're ready.
All right, we're ready to spin. Good luck, Legendary
Look at the
Greens.
seeds. Doesn't look like seeds are coming around.
She's slowing down. It might make it past.
Oh, crop
Oh,
cheat
keep
cheats.
going.
Looks like nope. It's gonna stop there.
Ah,
No one-on-one with Andy.
hey,
We gave that
still
away
not a
last
bad
week.
prize.
All right. All right. Legendary Greens, just get a hold of me, Mike at microgreenbusinesscoaching.com. And I will get you information for that. So we're going to take care of.
Yeah, congratulations, man. Or woman.
Our woman. You, legendary.
Yeah.
You are legendary. All right. Thanks everybody again for being here. we will probably do this again in the future. So be ready for it when we bring it up, to where we bring you guys up, ask questions. You can come on this live, ask questions. Just be more about you guys, because you're the reason why we do this. And the only reason why we're doing it is because you guys are here every week. So keep showing up
Yep.
and we'll keep doing more and giving more stuff away. Andy?
Peace.
Yep. If you guys like this format, let us know. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll do it a little more often.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
fun.
All right. So we guys see you guys later. Have a great night.